So, in 2022, we would be getting more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 DLC, focused around the hero vote stuff. Now, this was surprising to me, as I thought this would be the last DLC pack for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. I'm honestly surprised it's not. This game will be 6 years old next year, and still getting DLC. It's like GTA 5, it doesn't die, which I'll save my opinions for later. I know it's old news by now, but I wanted to give my opinions on this, because I love Xenoverse, man. I really do. It's a really fun game. It still is crazy to think about how 6 years after the game's release, they're going to be getting DLC. Because if you check the Steam page, it'll say post content for 1 year past launch, which is insane. It's funny how things work out, dude. So, what does this mean for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3? Now, it's a giant meme at this point. I know. Oh, I see it. Like, everyone just calls mods Xenoverse 3 and stuff like that. It's insane. But what this really does mean for Xenoverse 3, in my opinion, is there's going to be no Xenoverse 3. They're just going to constantly release stuff for Xenoverse 2. You know there's a new Dragon Ball Super movie coming out next year. We all know they're going to release content for that. Like, it just makes too much money, man. Why make a new game when they could just keep releasing stuff on the same game that they've been doing for the past 6 years? Too many people play Xenoverse 2 for them not to do it anymore. The game is so freaking popular. People eat up this DLC like crazy. There's no way they're going to stop production on it. There's absolutely no way that they're going to stop production unless everybody stops buying it. Or just constantly bombarded it. These DLCs sell, man, and they sell well. I know the reviews really don't do it justice, but trust me, it just really, why would they need to make a Xenoverse 3 when Xenoverse 2 just pretty much has like every character in the franchise at this point? Like, it's just kind of point. I mean, what would they do in Xenoverse 3? Improve the engine and netcode? Can't they just do that in Xenoverse 2? I know they tried doing that at one point, I believe, but they could just do so much in Xenoverse 2. They could just make Xenoverse 2 a lot better rather than make Xenoverse 3, in my opinion. I feel like it'd be kind of pointless to make a Xenoverse 3. There's just so much shit in this game, why would they make another one? Would they be reusing assets from Xenoverse 1? I think it'd give the brand a bad name first, because currently Xenoverse 2 already reuses so many assets from the first game. Every freaking voice clip for Goku, Vegeta, all the Xenoverse 1 are from 2014, pretty much. Would like them to update that, but the odds of that aren't very high, but you never know, it's always possible. I mean, check this clip out. Hopefully, in future DLC, we do get a base Gogeta being playable. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, that happened, by the way. I can't say I'm disappointed with how things turned out, I'll leave it at that, so. But speaking of Xenoverse 3, no, I don't think it'll be happening anytime soon. Will it happen in the future? I do believe there's a good chance. I mean, the Xenoverse franchise is very profitable, and I do think in the future there could be one, but not anytime soon, man. I mean, Dragon Ball Super Heroes coming out next year. Are they really going to release a new game and not monetize the characters from that movie? Are you serious? No way. This game's getting DLC till 2023, in my opinion, at the bare minimum. I know so many people want this game to die already, but if you want this game to die, you honestly need to not buy the DLC, because you're showing them, hey, I'm buying this DLC, but I would really like to buy Xenoverse 3. Why would they do that when, like, millions of people buy the DLC? There's no reason. I mean, personally, I'm not going to go into my opinion, but if you don't want them to continue this, you need to not buy the DLC. It's really that simple, because if you don't give them money, they're doing wrong. They clearly don't listen to feedback. Did they fix that sledgehammer glitch, by the way? I mean, I hope so. But they really don't listen to feedback. They rarely do. They haven't had a Super Saiyan on the Wii Simple Goku and Vegeta. Do you really think they're going to make Xenoverse 3? You can only talk to them by not paying them, if that makes any sense. I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. But I've talked about this section for a good amount of time now. Let's move on to the cons of them constantly pumping out DLC. So, I may be going to this improv. I didn't really come in with any bullet points, but I can think off the top of my head why this would be bad. Burnout. Obviously, this game has been out for 6 years. The graphics in this game are kind of aging, in my opinion. They're not the greatest anymore. I mean, if you see, Xenoverse 1 doesn't look that different from 2, but 2 came out 1 year after 1 did. I mean, there's mods that fix that, but that's not official. I would prefer they do something with the graphics. Have you noticed every in-game cutscene has been the CGs from, like, that everybody loves? I think Dimps is aware of this fact, that the graphics in this game are kind of starting to age out. The graphics are really old. The characters look like freaking figures. I mean, They really gotta do something with the graphics, bro. I mean, they're okay, I guess, for the time. Mods can fix it, but not everyone's on a PC. But that's one of the biggest cons to them constantly, like, just marketing this game. This game also has some bad mechanics, like Stamina Break, Emperor's Death Beam is its own mechanic. Netcode, I know that. AI not being able to freaking stamina break you. I mean, the way the framework of the game is just so dips. It doesn't make sense, aka. There's just so many issues with it that could be fixed in a future sequel, but they could also fix this shit immediately in this game. There'd be no need for a sequel. But honestly, I think that's really where the cons run out. I mean, the game is fun. While the graphics are aged and dated, they still look good. I mean, they're not bad by any stretch of the imagination. I will say, though, quick tangent, that new stage they added is really sick. But there's a huge issue with it. The fucking crater. Hopefully that won't get this video taken down saying enough word, but I mean, I'm just gonna say it. The fucking crater that Frieza made with the death ball. Why the hell is that still there? Would it kill them to remove it? I mean, yeah, when they do shit like that, people get mad. And honestly, I think it's stupid. I'm pretty sure if you asked Dimps, you were in the same room as the developer, or the CEO of Dimps, you would ask why they did that, they'd say it's because of the whole Broly came out of when they became Super Saiyan. Well, no. I think it's just you were too lazy to remove it, so you can release the DLC faster and it'd be more cost efficient to cut corners. I get it. Is it right? No. I feel like if they want to keep releasing DLC for this game, they gotta push the envelope further than this. Doing stupid shit like that. I mean, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it just goes to show that they're not afraid of reusing assets. Speaking of reusing assets, Gogeta from Dragon Ball Super of this DLC reuses quotes from Blue Gogeta. Well, yes, it makes sense while Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Super Gogeta reuse quotes from each other. I was expecting them to get completely new quotes. I mean, it's cool as I love the quotes from Blue Gogeta, but it does really show how lazy they can be, dude. I mean, Gogeta does have new quotes in the story, so they were just obviously too lazy to record the quotes, not even get the actors for some reason, because we clearly can see that Sean Schemmel and Christopher Sabat have returned to reprise their roles for the DLC.
Damn, they just won't quit. This one's going to be in few.
Oh shit, there's more!
What was that explosion?
Alright, so that's pretty much enough of the cons as, listen, I got a lot of pros to go over. Not just for the DLC itself, but just for the fact that them releasing DLC for this game. You can call this video more of a review of the DLC and why it's good that they'll keep making DLC for this game, or why it's bad, depending on how you look at it, and we'll get to my opinions later. So let's go over the pros of them releasing more DLC for this game in the future, and the DLC itself. So the pros. Now the pros I feel like are much more broad than the cons are, because the pros are, I mean, they're going to be keeping an alive game. Like, this game is alive. This game has plenty of players still. Check the Xenoverse subreddit, man. The Reddit makes up, like, what, a fraction of the community of the game? Check the modding community. People love this game and mod it to death. And for good reason. The game is fun. If Xenoverse 3 came out, would it be as easy to mod the game as you're all leading into one to be? Like, people think Xenoverse 3 would just be a better Xenoverse 2, but it is possible Xenoverse 3 could be worse than Xenoverse 2. I know it sounds barbaric, but please hear me out. I mean, Xenoverse 1 has some better qualities than the second game, namely in difficult. Xenoverse 1 is a much more difficult game than Xenoverse 2 is. Xenoverse 2 is a complete joke in difficulty. I mean, Xenoverse 1 had the super armor bullshit, and funnily enough, Xenoverse 2 has the super armor BS in the story mode, but the characters who have super armor barely do damage, but still, the game's difficulty is a huge issue. I don't know why it's so easy. I mean, the limit burst makes the game even easier. It makes expert missions you're allowed to technically use an item in them dumb. I mean, difficulty is subjective. Maybe some people find it difficult, and I guess it's better to not make the game too difficult, but even the hardest of the hard missions are still bitty. Xenoverse 3 could fix this by making the AI actually smart like in the old Budokai games, dude. Have you seen those old Budokai games? Those bots will knock you out 17 times till Sunday, and maybe Monday on a bad one. Dude, like, the bots in those games were insane. Budokai 2 Kid Buu, anyone? I actually never made it to that fight. It was Budokai 3 and Infinite World that always gave me the most trouble, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The AI in this game are brain-dead fools. They don't know how to use awakening seals. They can't stamina break you unless you're using an ultimate and they stamina break you through burst dashing. The AI in this game are weird. they don't have awakening skills because they don't know how to use awakening skills because this AI's code is copy and pasted from the first game. If you give them the Super Saiyan Ultimate skill, they can use it. But if you give them the awakening skill, they can't because Dimps was too lazy to code them to be able to use it. It's just there's a lot of with it. Xenoverse 3 probably would fix them. But who knows what travesties Xenoverse 3 could even have in store? What if they have a worse game design? I mean, yeah, since it'd be a new title, they would have to expand on it and not like remove or regress. But still, I mean, the game could be worse. It could be worse than the second game. I don't think, because the netcode from this game is a copy and paste of the first game. I know it was a year after, but come on, guys. Like, we gotta be a bit more real with it. I mean, Xenoverse 3 probably will be literally Xenoverse 2, but not as easy to mod. Because this game will be made in 2021. Or whatever time they're making it. Like, the game would be made modern day. It probably won't be as easy to mod as Xenoverse 2 is. You gotta keep that in mind, guys. And obviously, that's 1/4 of the player base because of PC, Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. But you gotta keep that in mind. The game won't be as easy to mod. And maybe you won't have as many good memories on it. I mean, some of this stuff is subjective, but I'm just trying to highlight how Xenoverse 3 might not be all it's cracked up to be. Now, I think that's enough about Xenoverse 3. Let's go over some of the pros of the DLC. Oh boy, I feel like there's a lot to talk about. Let's get started on those CG cutscenes, bro. That shit is fire. It looks amazing. Honestly, the CGs in this game and the voice acting from some of the parallel quests are fantastic. I love it. I was dying laughing in some of these parts. I'm actually going to be uploading my blind reaction to this DLC pack for the first ever time. I done something similar with the Conton City tournament like 20,000 years ago. About like a year ago, I did the same thing with the Conton City tournament, but this would be my complete blind reaction, unedited, just pure raw Warden. But there's just so many good qualities to this DLC. I can't recommend it enough. If you want my opinion for that, I think you'd be doing yourself a disservice by not buying it. There's 4 amazing characters. Jiren is amazing to play as. He has full power energy wave as a super attack. His attacks look sick. His throw can drain stamina. His ultimate just kicks so much ass, dude. I know Power Rush is the old Jiren's ult, but it's different. Like, it's cool. He's completely unique from CACs. Every skill I think he has is completely unique to him. Just like SSBE Vegeta. It's just so insanely cool. I mean, then Base Gogeta, who literally has the strongest Super Saiyan transformation in the game. He can increase all his damage by 30% when he transforms. He can transform mid-combo. He has the Meteor Explosion attack. It's just so sick. And then if you buy the DLC, you can also equip Dual Meteor Explosion on Blue Gogeta. Now that's pretty cool if you ask me. Then you got Caulifla and Kale. My goodness, I was not expecting them to be so sick. Caulifla and Kale have some of the coolest ass attacks in the entire game. Kale's ultimate, when she like pushes like a second energy beam into the first one, dude, is so sick. Caulifla's ultimate is amazing. Both these characters have amazing combo strength. They're flashy, they're fancy, their quotes are funny, they're really good dub actors. I don't play with sub. I don't have opinion on that, but I'm pretty sure their sub actors are just as good. I love their quotes. Kale and Caulifla are really good characters. Not as good as Gogeta and Jiren, mind you. But they're fantastic characters, and they're just welcome additions to what already would be an amazing pack without the two. And they have their own CG in the story mode. I'll try to avoid spoilers. Their own CG, it looks amazing. It really does. Like, look at the gameplay of the CG, their gameplay of them in battle. It's just great. It's just all around stuff. I believe you might get Jiren as a custom mentor too in this DLC, which means you can use full power Jiren's attacks on him if you buy the DLC. I haven't done that yet, which I'm going to do eventually. Let's go for the story mode now. The story mode, dude, it's honestly, it's pretty good because there's plenty of new quest animations made specifically for the story mode. There's the CGs, there's really entertaining dialogue. It takes place on a new stage. You hear Johnny Young Bosch and Vic Minaga as Broly. It's very odd. I don't know what they were thinking with that, but it doesn't take away from the fact that this DLC is amazing. Really great quotes, just everything all around is very good. I just wish the story mode was a bit longer. I feel like it's shorter than the first one, but there's obviously more coming in 2022. Parallel quests were pretty good. I played only one of them, unfortunately. I played the Clash of the Clones one, whatever it's called. Dude, that one has the funniest dialogue ever. To call it funny is an understatement. It's absolutely hilarious, and I haven't even gotten the ultimate finish. I'm so excited. Obvious, the skills for the CAC show up too. I think new photo mode filters, artwork, it's just unbelievable. You have the Goku and Vegeta artworks, you have the Janemba artworks, you have all these artworks. Dude, it's just so worth the $10. I seriously think you're saving yourself a disservice by not buying this DLC pack. And then that about wraps up the pros. Let's go over my opinion on this game getting more DLC, as you pretty much already heard my opinion about the DLC. So, this game getting more DLC, what do I think? I'm personally really happy with it. Now, before you dislike the video, or call me an idiot, or both, I understand that people want Xenoverse 3, I know, but with the other things I talked about for Xenoverse 3, and the fact that I just love this game, bro. This game's been a very big part of my life, dude. I mean, I have a lot of fond memories of this game. This game is still so fun to me. I don't play it like nearly as much as I used to play it, I don't feel like, but this game is still so fun. It has so many great mechanics. The parallel quests, the custom parallel quests are literally just some of the greatest times I've ever had on this game. And to see it getting more content and more people, and not to mention there's more people making parallel quests these days. Now my opinion is completely biased, I will say that. It's completely biased toward me, and me not wanting this game to ever die, because how many people make parallel quests, how fun I've had making parallel quests, how fun the game is with friends. It's just, I have a lot of good memories. Just seeing this game get more DLC, it's just one of the greatest things to me. I love this game. I want every character from the hero vote added in. I want all these characters added in. I want every character from every movie, every game added into Xenoverse 2. I want every stage added. I want everything. It gives modders unlimited potential to create awesome ass mods. People are gonna make base Caulifla, base Kale. They're just gonna add in infinite characters. It's gonna be amazing. I want this game to keep getting DLC. I think people hate it, but it's a blessing dressed as a curse. Alright, it's really a good. I do think it is. Trust me guys, Xenoverse 3 might not be all it's cracked up to be. This game's gotten so many updates that it kind of feels like a different game than when I was playing about 5 years. This game is fantastic. I'm really happy to see it getting more DLC. I really hope maybe if you watch this, you might see how this game getting DLC might not be as bad as you might think it is. But at the same time, I completely see your point. You want Xenoverse 3. You want a new experience. You want something that has not been done before. You want the hero stuff to show up in the story mode. You want something new, and I completely understand that, as I would love to see Xenoverse 3. Who knows, maybe the modding would be easier and better. Maybe it'll be more friendly. Maybe there'll be modding support, like with Call of Duty Black Ops 3. You never know. There might be official modding support. The game could be the greatest game of all time, but it could also be worse than Xenoverse 2. It's a complete dice roll. So, in the meantime, I'd honestly say it's better than nothing but radio silence. Imagine this. They release DLC, what is this, 13? They release DLC 13 and go silent for 5 years and never talk again. Dims. Like, they could do that, but no, they keep releasing DLC. Just because they release DLC doesn't mean they're not working on Xenoverse 3 either. You don't know that, right? Like, I know it seems unlikely, but look at a company like Treyarch from Call of Duty. I understand this is a very different type of game here, but dude, they're working on like 3 games. They're working on Vanguard, they might be working on Cold War, they might be working on the next Call of Duty game, maybe a game after that. They're working on like 20 different games at once and pushing out content for it. Who knows, Dimps might be doing the same thing. They work with Dragon Ball Legends, they work on this game. They're probably working on something else behind the scenes that they're just not ready to reveal. You never know. But that's all we have time for today. I'm going to end this video now. I hope you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun making this, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a great night, everybody.